Longtime guest of the show, joining us once again. He is the Tornado. And come June 8th, he is defending the Peak Flyweight title. How's that sound, sir?
Sounds pretty good.
I mean, all those years of striving to get a title, to get some recognition, how's it feel now to have a belt? What was that moment like for you, getting the victory, collecting the submission, and getting that title?
It was incredible. It was a situation where I was fighting an undefeated prospect for the belt. Nobody, aside from the people that really know me, believed in me for it. So I had to overcome a lot, and I did it, and it felt really good.
What part of that fight where you're fighting an undefeated fighter with a lot of hype, and he's a very good striker, a lengthy guy, what part of that performance, getting another first-round finish, the submission, are you most proud of?
Probably the first round part. I was expecting a very, very tough fight. I was expecting a finish maybe in the later rounds, like the championship rounds. So being able to get it done in just under 3 minutes was incredible.
You get the belt. You're back with it now. What does that mean to, as we've seen, taking pictures around here with the team, adding to that Peak series of champions that we have here at Jackson Wink? What does that mean to you?
It means a lot. This is my journey. I put everything into this path, so getting some recognition for it is nice. I don't let it go to my head, though. I have so much more to do.
There's so much more to do and accomplish, but how sweet was that moment? Like, I'm figuring that at least for like 10 to 15 seconds, you felt on top of the world.
It was really cool. Yeah, it was really cool. Probably the best part of that whole night was I had an auntie that lived out in Amarillo, so she came and saw my fight, and I got to see her in the crowd. She's in a wheelchair, and she's all, Jesse. So I started crying in the back after I saw that. My coaches thought I was crying because I won. You know what I mean? They're like, you did it. I'm like, no, it ain't about that. My auntie.
That's sweet. That's cool. Family meaning that much to you.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's not often that I have family members go to my fights, so that was the first time in a few years that happened. So it was really cool.
And now to be told that the next assignment is defending, and you have an unbeaten prospect that we've seen on UFC Fight Pass, a CFFC champion. What do you think now? Probably if we had the odds makers, you're the underdog even though you're defending.
Yeah, I would consider myself the underdog. He's done a lot. He's undefeated. He's 7-0. But I send all my fights to Greg Jackson, and if he says go get him, then we're going to go get him.
Was that the simple conversation, or was there more about how challenging this one was going to be, or any further look into it? Just let's take it?
Yeah. No, I sent it to Greg, and then over the weekend he looked up the footage of him, and he was like, yeah, I like that fight for you. Let's go get it.
Phumi Nkuta, undefeated, good grappler, strong wrestler. He's yet to face defeat from what I could see looking at Tapology professionally or in the amateur ranks even. What kind of test do you feel is ahead of you?
It's going to be a tough fight, for sure. I don't expect easy fights. Late last year, I set an intention to fight the best prospects in the country and to get my ranking up and really make a statement so I can get into a major organization, really start making some money at this. So this is perfect. This is exactly what I asked for.
I'm not even asking you to talk trash. I'm just kind of wondering where you think he ranks up against some of the guys you've been fighting recently, because Jesus Sabrina's really good. Colton that you took the title for, really good. So where do you see Phumi?
I think Phumi can beat all my past opponents.
So looking at it, you feel like this is truly going to be your toughest task to date?
Yeah. Every fight from here on out is going to be the hardest fight of my life, so I'm prepared for that.
And what do you think it is about Phumi's game or Phumi as an athlete that makes him the most challenging fighter, or is it just that he's the next fighter?
I'd say his wrestling is good enough to have beaten my past opponents, but it's a very good stylistic matchup for me.
Are you intrigued by a guy that has that much confidence then in his wrestling that matches the confidence that you have with your submission game?
Yeah, of course. I mean, he has confidence in all areas of his ability. So these are the guys that I want to take out. I'm not here to fight anybody who I'm supposed to beat. You know what I mean? I want to take out the best.
And Pumi's been a guy that you and I have both seen. His wrestling has dictated his fights, but he'd like to tell people he's a well-rounded mixed martial artist. Do you think just in general in MMA, there's a thing with guys wanting to turn away from, no, man, I'm a grappler, I'm a wrestler, I'm embracing what I do and taking that label, or do you think everybody wants to keep you on your toes mixing it up?
I don't think that he's bad everywhere. I do think that he's well-rounded, but definitely, if you watch his tape, that is his comfort zone, is shooting in and shooting as many times as he possibly can. So, I don't know. It's an opinion thing. You know what I mean? He has his opinion of himself. Everybody else has their opinions of you. It doesn't matter.
So what do we label you when the ring announcer is making that introduction? Mixed martial artist, cage fighter, freestyle fighter. What kind of, I guess, label does the Tornado want?
I would put mixed martial artist on myself because I'm well-rounded to the point where if you're better than me at anything, you're not better than me at everything. Like, I have something that I'm better than you at. Like, if I fight a pure jiu-jitsu fighter, I'm much better at stand-up. If I fight a pure wrestler, my submission game and my stand-up is good. If I fight a pure striker, my wrestling and my jiu-jitsu game is good. So I'm well-rounded to the point where I'm dangerous everywhere.
When you've had the trials and tribulations that you already had to get over early in your career, how different does now success feel, where we're on this stretch of winning 6 of the last 7 and 5 of them have come in the first round?
Yeah, the beginning of my career was super tough. So I think that helped me fix any ego traps that I might have fallen into as I did become successful. Because a lot of fighters, especially undefeated fighters, they start drinking their own juice, you know what I mean? Like, they think that they can't be beat. They think that they're untouchable. So that's an issue when you come into a fight with a dangerous opponent. So, yeah, I'm just staying humble. I'm working hard, and I know that everybody's dangerous, and I want to take them out.
Do you have in mind other names after Phumi? Like you said, every prospect. So is it I win a fight and I'm looking for the next toughest task? Like, what's the mentality? What's the game plan from Jesse here as we're building up this win streak?
Yeah, definitely. I did a lot of research on all the fighters in the top 25 of the Tapology North American rankings, which they are what they are, but they give me a good indication of who to aim at. And Phumi was actually one of those fighters that I was looking at before. So when I got offered his name, it was like, of course, I would love this challenge. Yeah, whoever's next, as long as they're ranked pretty high, I would like to fight them.
What has been the most enjoyable part of the last 2 years?
Probably the wins that I've gotten. Yeah, it's been a long 2 years, it feels like. That feels like 10 years almost. Yeah, just getting the wins that I've gotten, finishing the people that I've finished. It's been a long journey, and it's what I signed up for.
Digging down deep, like you said, this one is an extra hard task. What does it take to get your hand raised again and keep this win streak going?
Finishing Phumi, or beating him in enough rounds to get a decision.
Well, thank you for the obvious answer. I was looking for a little more detail about your personal thoughts on the matchup. I know you don't want to incite anybody, but...
Yeah, I don't give out no information like that. You know what I mean? Let my moves be a mystery.
Well, from taking it, you think it's going to be something you have to take and defeat him? You have to take him into deep waters? Any of those kind of thoughts?
I think with any of these fighters that I'm fighting that are really good, it's like... it could either be a very long, drawn-out war, or I can finish them quickly. Both are completely possible, so I'm ready for either option.
How much, and I don't need you to get into detail, but how much different is this camp from the last camp, just considering who the opponent is?
I mean, it's a 5-round fight, so some of the preparation has been the same. This camp feels a lot harder than the last one. I've been having harder sparring rounds, harder wrestling, jiu-jitsu rounds. It feels like as me and my training partners are getting better and better, the preparation is getting much, much tougher. So I appreciate everybody on my team, and they've been pushing me to my limit.
Peak 37, everybody. June 8th. You can watch it on Peak Pass, right?
Yes, it is on Peak Pass, which is the Peak Fighting subscription service.
Everybody tune in. It's going to be a stat card. This man defending his title. Once again, Jesse, thank you for the time.
Thank you so much, brother.